How serious a story is this to you? Also, as a subset, how serious is it that this guy is in the Middle East tonight conducting diplomacy for our country?
Yeah, I think the big story, Brian, is that we have an envoy for the United States, Jared Kushner, meeting with foreign heads of state and heads of government, and he does not have access to intelligence because he's not eligible for that sensitive, compartmented information, that SCI level intelligence. And that's a huge problem because he can't do his job and he can't defend America. But the story tonight, Brian, I think is also very concerning, which is that the President of the United States overrode the unanimous recommendation of the intelligence community leadership, those who are sworn to uphold and protect our nation's secrets, our nation's security, and he ordered his staff to override those recommendations and give his own son-in-law access to some of the most sensitive secrets in our government. It kind of goes against everything that the intelligence community stands for. It shows you the extent to which the president was willing to run roughshod over the rules to get his family in the door.
Jessica, I've already heard it theorized on television tonight that the president could have said to the world, this is my guy, and I need him to have this because he's got to function. Instead, here we are running recordings of the president and his daughter with direct denials. But to my question to Mike Schmidt, this is another thing. And every day there's another thing, and it makes you really doubt all the reporting that you and I have been told that Mueller's wrapping up.
Well, there does seem to be a lot of unresolved business connected to the Mueller probe that's central to the Mueller probe. We know there was that redacted material in the recent filings in the Manafort case.
Just a few hundred pages of it.
Just a good portion of it. And so there is this lots of unresolved matter. We also know there's the outstanding grand jury subpoena to the foreign-owned company that has been fighting all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. The subpoena on pains of having to pay $50,000 a day. That's a huge unfinished area of business, if you will. When those documents eventually come, assuming they do to Mueller, that would be fodder for his investigation. The Roger Stone case is still just getting underway. So there's a lot that still seems to be central to the Mueller probe that we don't know how it ends yet. It's possible there'll be a grand finale sometime soon. There have been reports about these sealed indictments on the docket in the D.C. court. We don't know if those are Mueller related or not, but apparently it's an unusual amount to have sealed on the docket. So perhaps soon those will all be unsealed and they will relate to Mueller. We just don't know. We do know that Mueller is putting in place, if you will, the structure to turn over important parts of the case if he decides to wrap up. So he's brought in prosecutors from different U.S. attorneys' offices, not just the Southern District of New York, but prosecutors in the D.C. office and in Virginia. So if he does decide to wrap it up because he's decided he's done with the main part of his mission, then those prosecutors will be in place to carry the mission forward.
All right. Josh, while we wait, we can at least listen to former U.S. Attorney Chris Christie, who said this tonight on CNN about the president and this particular Kushner case.
What he's done at times, which has been unfortunate, is, in my view, lie about things that he hasn't needed to lie about. That's worse in many respects, whether it's the Stormy Daniels payment or whether it's this instance. It doesn't serve him well.
Josh, the former New Jersey governor, may have a point there.
Yeah, I mean, it's curious to me that the president often seems to lie about things that he doesn't need to lie about, as the former governor is saying, and then he'll claim authority for things that he doesn't have authority to do. So here he said he couldn't get involved in somebody's security clearance case, and he apparently went ahead and did that anyway for his son-in-law. And then, on another thing like the wall, he'll claim he has complete authority when the notion that he has authority to do something like that without Congress's buy-in is very dubious. So his statements seem to be all over the map, and it seems like sometimes he's even covering up things he doesn't need to cover up.